everyone, and welcome to the 7th Grand Prix of the 2020 Mar World Championship. This is Professor CC19, and welcome back to the Shining Speedway. Hosted by Team Moonglow, they certainly went big for the design of this course. 12 points in the overall standings. They have a lead over Fireballs, 1 point back to Gold Globes, another 2 to Black Knights, another 2 to Ultraviolets. Crimson Crusaders, on the other hand, are the first team to be eliminated. We'll see what happens in today's race in 3, 2, 1, and we're rolling. This course, similar to the Blazeway, as I said in qualifying, has portions with a lot of speed to be built up. It also has a lot of sudden changes in direction, one of the many skills to master for the Shining Speedway. And so far, Team Moonglow not off to a great start. They're all the way back in 16th after that first obstacle. Now, as we head through the smaller moons, we'll see what happens here. Prank of Jack's Jokers started in second, and now they're up to first place, while the pole sitters on the ball are nowhere to be found. Sketch of the Grayscales in second right now. Felly of the Yellowfellows with a lot of momentum. There's that speed I was talking about, shooting straight down through. However, doesn't get the best angle of bounce. Winds up in third place. How about Crimson Crusaders and Voyager? They're up to fourth place already. Fireballs, then King of the Azure Royals, Violet, Mainstream, also a team that needs good points if they want any chance of winning. Then On the Ball of the O-Raiders slipped back many positions in just that first lap. I wasn't sure where Team Moonglow was there, but I know it was not in a good position to earn points here. They have a 12-point cushion, so they can afford to lose a few to the teams behind them, such as Fireballs. But if Fireballs get a good finish today, they still can take the lead going into the final race at Aqua Marina Bay. And Fireballs right now in 5th place are looking to do that. Not getting a great rebound, though, as Prank of Jack's Jokers did. They're down through those moons, getting a nudge off the top of the smallest one. Not good for them. But not having very many problems with worrying about teams coming from behind. Grayscale's also having a problem with the exact same obstacle. Yellowfellows with Philly are Prank's closest competitor right now as we near the end of the second lap. But how about this? On the Ball. Famously fast for the O-Raiders, as I've said time and time again. They're in third now, getting around Felly for second. They want their pole position back. And look at this. Fireballs in fourth. The more points they guarantee themselves, the more Team Moonglow is going to start to sweat. Violet in 5th over Voyager Evergreen. Talk about the comeback that's been mounting from the Foresters. No points on the board through the first 3 races, then 10 in race 4, 25 points in race 5, another 8 in race 6 last week. They're already up into 6th place in the overall standings. A good finish for the Foresters today could mean that they have a decent shot at winning after being the last team to get on the board. However, up front, we have 2 teams already breaking away from everybody else. Felly trying to keep pace and succeeding. The top 3 trying to open that gap away from Flame of the Fireballs. And it looks like these top 2 now losing Felly in those moons. The larger moon ramps here. Oh, word is coming in. There it is. We have a stoppage. Icers with Frost are stuck on this course. Stuck in this course, rather, and they are going to be a DNF. And word is also coming in that this is a defect in the track, and they are going to be receiving 2 consolation points. Okay, so we have an interesting development. Somewhere at the end of the second lap, we're hearing that Icers and Frost came to a stop getting stuck in the course. An interesting development, but as we enter lap number 4, we have to turn our attention back to the leaders. It is still Prank of Jack's Jokers and On the Ball of the O-Raiders. I'm not sure who they are running ahead of, although I'm assuming it's still Felly and Flame. As we see Felly entering the picture, Prank of Jack's Jokers getting a bad bounce off that obstacle back towards the ramp. And now On the Ball taking off like a rocket. They're out of the screen. They're so far ahead. There we go. On the Ball. Looks like they have mastered both sections, both difficult sections in this lap. And we are just going to focus on the battle for second place. Now it is Felly getting by Prank, and I believe Flame also got by. Yes, they did. So it is Felly of the Yellowfellows in second place. Icers, you can see they're still stuck. I'm wondering if any team might come by and dislodge them, or if anybody else could possibly get stuck there. There we see Raiders already up, trying to start the next lap before anybody else has finished this one. Felly is the first two over Evergreen of the Foresters, probably their strongest member in Evergreen. Then Flame, Sketch, Prank falling back a lot in that lap. And Voyager of the Crimson Crusaders in a position to get points. They haven't gotten many this season, a mere 8, coming from one race at the Blazeway. However, like I said, this course is very similar to the Blazeway, so if Crimson Crusaders hope to get any points, it might be here today, even though they cannot win this season. Felly of the Yellowfellas holding their ground over Evergreen and Flame. How long can that keep up, though? And speaking of that, how long can On the Ball keep on the gas? Up front, Flame having another problem, similar to Prank. That allows Sketch to get all the momentum Prank had off that rebound. A hard collision gave Sketch all that momentum. They're going to try and bridge the gap to these top two, Felly and Evergreen. Although, really, these are the second and third place marbles. Icer's still stuck, and On the Ball still off screen. Although the gap looks to be coming down a bit. I was saying earlier, how long can they keep this up? How fast they've been going in laps 4 and 5. 4 laps left in this course, still quite a way to go, and teams can certainly catch up, as Felly and Evergreen seem to do, or be doing. Violet, Prank, and Sketch back behind, but the gap seems to have grown not between first and second, but now between third and fourth. These top three really showing how strong they are in this course, separating themselves. In the meantime, I still haven't seen anything of the hosts. Now here we go, On the Ball having the same problem that Prank and Flame had, and that's going to cost them a lot of time. Here comes Felly. They get a strong rebound. And how about Evergreen? They do as well. Now all of a sudden, On the Ball can see them behind. They can see Felly in the rearview mirror. Depending on how they bounce in this course, Felly having a few problems, but still able to close that gap even more. In this 6th lap, what is going to happen? Is anybody going to be able to catch up to On the Ball, or will they maintain their lead? There's a nudge for the Icers. Icers still going to remain stuck. We're going to see what happens here. On the Ball, they still have the lead, but it is a lot closer. A nudge almost from the back from Felly. Can they keep it? A lead going into the next lap is still important, and they just barely keep their lead. But man, how much it's come down just in that lap alone to Felly. Evergreen in third, then Flame and Violet, Sketch, and there's the hosts. There's the hosts. Oh, and look at this. Icers have gotten going again. That happened off screen. We don't know. Apparently someone dislodged them. Now, Icers will be several laps behind, so they're still going to finish in last. However, we're hearing also word that the team that dislodged them will also be receiving 1 consolation point for the stoppage that it caused them. And judging from the footage that we saw on screen and the word we're hearing from the stewards off screen, it was mainstream of the Strawberry Streamers that contacted Frost of the Icers, or had an amount of contact sufficient to knock them loose from the portion of the course they were stuck in. So as we proceed through the 7th lap, we see Felly has gotten the lead away from On the Ball. However, it's still relatively close based on what they do at the end of this lap. But as it stands right now, whatever happens, Icers will be receiving 2 consolation points, and regardless of where Strawberry Streamers finish, they will be receiving 1 extra point. And let's see here. We have Foresters and Evergreen in third place over Sketch, then Flame. I see Aqua Marines and Captain in the mix as well. They're a team that scored points in every race. However, it's been consistently growing fewer and fewer, or becoming fewer and fewer. We're focusing on the top 3 now because they are separate from everybody else. The lead for the amount of space that these teams have on everybody else, I guess you could say lead, even though it is a group of 3 teams. On the Ball, Evergreen, and Felly. Evergreen with the best bounce of the 3 in this 8th lap. We might be seeing these 3 duking it out all the way to the end, only about a lap and a half left to go on this course. Felly with the best bounce, On the Ball getting hung up a little bit. But as I said earlier, Evergreen, this is going to be another great finish for them. It looks to be almost a guaranteed podium unless something unusual happens. Although we have seen quite a number of unusual things so far this race. Felly having some problems with that final moon, bouncing right off the top of it. On the ball gets a better bounce going the opposite direction. It might not just be 3. I see Sketch as well. A bit of contact between On the Ball and Felly. Sketch catching up, but Evergreen will have the pole position, or the lead, going into the final lap. I also saw something very important. Shine of Team Moonglow, the hosts, they're in 5th now, a position to earn 10 points possibly. That would stretch their lead potentially over Flame of the Fireballs, depending on where they finish. I do not see Flame. They were running up there, but right now the podium looks to be Evergreen, Felly, and On the Ball. However, out of nowhere, Sketch comes in to close this gap considerably. Sketch of the Grayscales into 3rd place now. Losing out to On the Ball. On the Ball, though, goes back up the ramp. Here comes Team Moonglow and the Fireballs. Man, this would be very important for the Fireballs to gain some ground, gain at least a position over Team Moonglow, so Team Moonglow cannot stretch their lead even more going into the final race. At this point, I believe Moonglow is guaranteed to finish on the podium. However, where Fireballs finish today is very important for who can catch up to Moonglow. And Fireballs indeed have made up some positions. They're in 3rd. On the Ball, Sketch, and Shine very close behind them. We already have Evergreen with the goal to runaway race, then Felly, although we're having some problems in the finish catch here. On the Ball also getting around Shine. Flame of the Fireballs gets bronze, so that is important. They will gain 5 points. There comes Sketch, then Prank, captain of the Aqua Marines, Frost of the Icers, but that does not count. Violet of the Ultraviolets go way back, and that does not count for Black Knights or Gold Globes. All right, so we're having some problems here. Ultraviolets had already crossed the finish line. The finish catch having a few issues, everybody else filtering in well. But we're going to make a correction here. Icers finished back in last, laps down. Ultraviolets finished ahead of Black Knights. That is 9th for the Ultraviolets, 10th for the Black Knights. This is the correct order in which they cross the finish line. But the gold goes to Evergreen of the Foresters. What an unusual race this week we saw. Now, once again, those magenta numbers down at the bottom. 1 point for the Strawberry Streamers for knocking Icers loose, and 2 points for the Icers for the track defect that caused them to fall several laps down. 25, 18, 15, 5 points gained on Moonglow. Now the top 2 remain the same, but look at Foresters, 68 points. They're trailing by 9 in 3rd place, and only 7 teams can still win. Ideally, 7th place Ultraviolets can only hope for a tiebreak, but we're down to only 7 teams, less than half, for the final Grand Prix next week at the Aqua Marina Bay. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.